Okay, welcome back to Laksha YouTube channel. This is our third episode. Earlier in first two episodes, we learned two top first in the first part one we learned from foot to mouth, and in the part two we learned some points related to teeth. Okay, in this part three, okay, we will focus on structure of tooth and tongue and pharynx. These topics will be covered in this video. I request all the studios, don't procrastinate your work, don't postpone your work. Okay, write down notes and prepare. Okay, don't waste your time. Okay, this is the structure of tooth. Okay, this is the cross section. You can observe here two parts. This white part is the enamel, and here in this white part, and this yellow part is the dentine. This is the pulp cavity. Here inside the pulp cavity, you can observe that there is a pulp, and it consists of nerves. Okay, there are yellow color one nerves, and this blue one is the vein, and the one is the artery. Okay, observe this one here. You can find roots. This is one root. This is the second one. This is the third one. Okay, in the previous video, I covered the how many roots are present in each tooth. Okay, this tooth we can say it is the upper molar. Upper molars have three roots, and these are the cusps. What are these cusps and what are these roots? Okay, all the teeth in our body, okay, in our mouth, whatever the number, okay, all of them have roots, but the number of roots is not same. Okay, most of the teeth have cusps. Okay, there are incisors do not have cusp. This is the cusp. The canines have one cusp. Okay, like that the cusps number varies from two to two. Our topic is structure of tooth. Okay, if you observe this flow chart, you will get a broad idea about the structure of tooth. Okay, structure of tooth is very important. I request you to draw the diagram of structure of tooth. Okay, tooth has basically three parts. What are these three? Crown, neck, root. Observe here. Okay, there are three parts here. What are they? Crown, neck, and root. Okay, what are the three parts? What are the three parts in a tooth? The three parts are okay, crown, neck, and okay, this is the crown, and this is the neck, and this is the root. There are three parts. What are the three parts? Crown, neck, and root. Okay, crown, which is the visible part, neck, which is covered by gums, and root, and which is embedded in the socket. You cannot see the root. In order to see the root, you have to uproot your tooth. Okay, the crown, neck, and root, all of them have same type of substance. Dentine is present in the crown, dentine is present in the neck, dentine is present in the root. Observe here. Okay, this part, this is a dentine. Okay, this is the dentine of crown. Okay, this is the dentine of neck, and this is the okay, this is the dentine of root. Okay, dentine is present in dentine is present in crown, dentine is present in neck, dentine is also present in the root. Okay, the dentine of crown is covered by enamel. Okay, this is the dentine of crown. Okay, which is covered by the dentine of crown is covered by enamel. The dentine of neck is covered by gums. You know gums, also called as gingiva, chigul. Inflammation of gums is called gingivitis. Next, the dentine of root. Okay, this is the dentine of root. The dentine of root is covered by a substance called what is that? Cementum, which is produced by cells called cementoblast. Okay, again, okay, tooth has three parts. What are they? Crown, neck, root. Okay, crown has dentine, neck has dentine, root has dentine. Okay, the dentine of the crown is covered by enamel, the dentine of the neck is covered by gums, and the dentine of the root is covered by a substance called cementum. Okay, our tooth has basically consists of two types of substances. One is enamel, another one, okay, dentine. Okay, our tooth has mainly two substances. What are those two? Okay, dentine and enamel. Okay, what forms the bulk in these two? Which one is most? Okay, the most abundant one is of these two. The abundant one is okay. This one, dentine is more. Dentine is more. Enamel is less. Okay, which is more? Dentine. Okay, dentine forms the bulk of our tooth. Okay, the greater part of our tooth is formed by a substance called dentine. Next, enamel. Okay, we have on 2 marks question on enamel. Enamel is the hard. What is the hardest substance in human body? The hardest substance in human body is enamel, and this enamel is it is harder than bone. It is also harder than dentin. Hardest substance in our body. Okay, our tooth has basically two types of two substances. What are the enamel and dentin? Okay, which forms the bulk of our tooth, which is most. Okay, dentine forms the bulk of our tooth. Okay, who forms this enamel? How is enamel formed? This enamel is formed by cells called ameloblasts. Okay, these are the cells called ameloblasts. Okay, ameloblasts form enamel. Who form? Okay, dentine. Dentine is formed by odontoblasts. Dentine is formed by odontoblasts. Okay, the what is the origin of ameloblasts? Okay, ameloblasts are formed by ectoderm and odontoblasts are formed by mesoderm. Okay, that's why in the previous video I told you the first point in the tooth are ectomesodermal in origin. Okay, you know three germ layers, embryonic germ layers, ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. Okay, our tooth is derived from two germ layers. What are the ectoderm and mesoderm? How can we say that? Okay, ectoderm from ectoderm what are formed? Ameloblasts. These ameloblasts are forming enamel. Okay, mesoderm. From the mesoderm, what cells are derived? Odontoblasts. And what odontoblasts forming the dentine, which forms the bulk of our tooth. Okay, these are the two major substances present in our teeth. Okay, what are they? Enamel and dentine. If your enamel is damaged, if you take more sweets and if you don't gargle, okay, there is a possibility of damaging your enamel by bacteria. Okay, that's why. Okay, after having food, whatever it may be, okay, after eating bakery food or ice creams, chocolates, okay, you have to clean your mouth, otherwise your enamel is damaged, therefore dental decay happens. Okay, tooth has three parts, namely, what are these three parts? Crown, neck, and enamel. Sorry, crown, neck, and root. Okay, tooth has how many parts? Three parts, namely, what are they? Crown, one is crown, one is crown, another one is neck, another one is the root. Okay, there are three parts, three basic parts are present. Okay, three basic parts are present in our tooth. Okay, what are they? They are crown, neck, and root. Okay, tooth has three parts, namely crown, which is the exposed part. You can see the crown part. Okay, when we laugh, okay, the part of the tooth that appears is the neck, middle part, and root. Okay, you know our nail has root, our hair has root, our their plants also have root. Root is present inside. Okay, plant root is inside the ground in most plants, and our nail root is also inside, hair follicle is also inside, you cannot see that part, and the root of the tooth also you cannot see. You, in order to see that, you have to uproot your tooth. Okay, tooth root, the innermost part embedded in the socket of the jawbone. Okay, the innermost part embedded in the socket of the jawbone is the root. Okay, that's why our teeth are described as thecodont. As our roots of our teeth are embedded in the sockets, our teeth are described as, okay, what are they? What is the term we use here? Thecodont. I told you in previous video, acrodont, pleurodont, and thecodont. Acrodont teeth are found in fishes, amphibians, and reptiles, except crocodile. In crocodiles and mammals, thecodont teeth are found, and pleurodont teeth are found in lizards. Okay, next one. The bulk of the tooth is formed by hard material called as dentine. This dentine is harder than our bone because it has more calcium than our bone. Okay, the bulk means greater part. The greater part of our tooth. Okay, most of our tooth is formed by hard material, not a hard disk. No, hard disk is the enamel. Hard material called dentine, which is secreted by cells called odontoblasts. Dentine is formed by which cells? Odontoblasts are forming that. And this is the mesoderm. Okay, mesoderm forms the odontoblast. Odontoblast secrete dentine. Okay, bulk of our tooth is formed by hard material called dentin, which is secreted by odontoblasts of mesodermal origin. Okay, dentin of the crown is covered by enamel, the hardest substance in the body, which is secreted by ameloblasts of ectodermal origin. Okay, I told you here. Okay, dentine of crown is covered by enamel. Dentine of crown is covered by enamel. Okay, okay, which is secreted by ameloblasts, which are of ectodermal in origin. A small cavity presents inside the tooth. Okay, here there is a cavity. This is called, what do we call this one? This is the pulp cavity. Okay, small cavity present inside the tooth is called pulp cavity, which is filled with pulp. Okay, what are present? Various substances present in the pulp. You know, mango fruit. Mango fruit has some pulp. Good we say. Okay, this here that our tooth also has pulp, which has odontoblasts, nerves, and blood vessels. These are present in it, and this pulp cavity is lined by a layer of odontoblasts, which form the dentine. Dentine of the root is covered by cementum. Okay, observe here. Okay, this is the root. Okay, this is the crown. Here there is a neck part. Okay, dentine of root. Okay, this part, this is the dentine, and this white part is cementum. Okay, what do we call this white part? This is cementum, and this is dentine. This is cementum. Then above this one, this part, this is called periodontal ligament. Okay, this ligament is joining our bone and tooth. Okay, jawbone, and they are connected by. Okay, our tooth is attached to the socket with the help of two substances. Cementum, like bricks are attached through. In between the bricks, we keep some cement. Okay, like that, our tooth is attached to jawbone with the help of cementum and periodontal ligament. You learnt in first year ligament, what is meant by ligament and what is meant by tendon. Okay, ligament connects one bone with the another bone. Here it is connecting the tooth with the jawbone. And here there is a joint called dento-alveolar joint. It is very firm. Okay, generally our teeth are okay. We have some of the joints can move. For example, here we have joints. Here the joints are mobile. Here there is a mobile joint. But this joint is immobile joint. Okay, if you take more chocolates and if you don't wash your clean your mouth properly, okay, bacteria may attack this joint, may damage this joint. Therefore, your teeth start moving. Then you have to see the dentist. Okay, to keep your teeth strong, you have to, okay, clean your mouth properly. Okay, this is the periodontal ligament, and which is connected. The next part, this part is the this is a jawbone. Next to jawbone, periodontal ligament. Next to that, cementum. Next to that, dentine. Then there are cells here. These are called odontoblasts. Then there is a pulp cavity inside which there is a pulp. Okay, dentine of root is covered by cementum. The root is fixed in the socket, alveolus of the jawbone by a substance called cementum and periodontal membrane. These two fix our tooth in the socket. The basal parts of the teeth, the neck and root are covered by gums called gingiva, chigullu we call. Okay, there are sometimes these gums swell. That is called, that inflammation of gums is called gingivitis. Okay, look here. Okay, there is a swelling in the gum. This is called gingivitis. Gingiva means gums. Inflammation of gums is called gingivitis. Okay, arrangement of parts at the root level. First, jawbone. Here, this is the jawbone. This part. Okay, this part is the jawbone. After jawbone, there is a periodontal membrane. See here, this is the dentine. This is the jawbone, and this is periodontal ligament. After that, there is a cementum. Okay, this white part, this is cementum. Okay, this part, sorry. Okay, this part cementum, this white part is the cementum, and this part is dentine. Cementum. After that, there is cementum. I forgot to mention here. Here, after cementum, there is blast. After that, there will be odontoblast here, and finally, okay, pulp comes. This is the arrangement of parts at the root level. Okay, some interesting aspects we can observe here. One here, incisors of the upper incisors of the elephant are modified into tusks. Okay, tusks of elephants. Okay, elephants have tusks. Okay, these tusks of elephants are modified. They are modified incisors, upper incisors. Okay, look here. There is a musk deer and walrus. Okay, in these animals, upper canines are modified into tusks. Okay, in elephant, upper incisors are modified into tusks, and in walrus and musk deer, upper canines are modified into tusks. For snakes, poisonous snakes also have fangs. Okay, these fangs are modified teeth. Okay, I told you this one in the for second video. Okay, in the previous video about nutrition in chordates. Okay, these are sharp teeth of the shark fish, and these teeth are backwardly directed. These teeth are modified placoid scales. Okay, teeth are also present in the gizzard. Okay, nearly six teeth are present in the gizzard of cockroach. You learned in first year. Gizzard of cockroach, grinding mill, and sieve. Okay, which also consists of chitin. Those teeth are made up of chitin. Next part is tongue. Okay, tongue. You can observe different types of papillae on the tongue. There are foliate papillae, fungiform papillae, circumvallate papillae, filiform papillae. There are different types of papillae, and here at the back of the tongue there are tonsils are also present. Okay, tongue is a freely movable organ. Freely movable. We can move our tongue freely in our mouth, and it is made up of muscles. Okay, it is a muscular organ made up of skeletal muscle, and it is a sense organ. We have five sense organs: eyes, ear, nose, tongue, skin. We have five sense organs. Among them, this is one of the sense organ, which is attached to the floor of the oral cavity by a fold of tissue called frenulum. Okay, observe here. Okay, you can also observe this lingual frenulum. If you keep mirror in front of you, and if you pull your tongue up, and then you can observe a fold here. This is the lingual frenulum, very important point. Our tongue is attached to the floor of the oral cavity by a fold of tissue. What do we call that fold of tissue? That fold of tissue is called as frenulum. The upper surface of the tongue has small projections. Upper surface of tongue has small projections. Okay, these small projections are called, what do we call them? Papillae. There are four types of papillae. Adult human beings, three types of papillae. What are they? Fungiform papillae are fungiform papillae, filiform papillae, foliate papillae, circumvallate papillae. What are they? Fungiform papillae, filiform papillae, foliate papillae, circumvallate papillae. Okay, these are the upper surface of the tongue has small projections called papillae, some of which have bear taste buds. Okay, all the papillae do not have okay, all the papillae do not have taste buds. Okay, some of the papillae are absent in adults. Okay, we do not have adults do not have foliate papillae are absent. Foliate means leaf like. Okay, these are absent in adults. These are present in children. Filiform papillae. Okay, these filiform papillae, okay, they do not have taste buds. Important point. Filiform papillae do not have taste buds, and only circumvallate papillae and fungiform papillae. These two types of papillae have taste buds. Okay, these are least in number. Circumvallate papillae are here. They are nearly 10 above and 15 below around. Okay, circumvallate papillae which are present at the base of the tongue. Okay, at the anterior part of the tongue, we have fungiform papillae. On the surface of the tongue, we have filiform papillae. It is one of the 2 marks question. What are the different types of papillae present on the tongue? It is 2 marks question. I told you earlier. Okay, the first 2 marks question is what is the dental formula of human beings. Then I told you what is the hardest substance in the human body. That is the enamel. Enamel is the hardest substance. How is it? What is the origin of enamel? Enamel is formed by cells called ameloblasts. Ameloblasts are formed from ectoderm. That is also one of the 2 marks question. Another 2 marks question for IP point of view is that what are the types of papillae? We have 4 types of papillae: circumvallate papillae, fungiform papillae, foliate papillae, filiform papillae. Okay, in human's tongue has 3 types of papillae, namely fungiform papillae, filiform papillae, circumvallate papillae. After watching this video, take a paper and write down this 2 marks question. Okay, simultaneously you have to prepare objective as well as IP. It is better. Okay, in human beings, the tongue has 3 types of papillae. Okay, in children there are 3 types or 4 types are there. In adults, 1 type is absent. That is foliate papillae are not present in adults. What are the 3 types of papillae? Fungiform papillae, filiform papillae, circumvallate papillae. Papillae, fungiform papillae, filiform papillae, circumvallate papillae. And these papillae, where are the located? This is the location of papillae. Okay, fungiform papillae are present in the anterior margin and tip of the tongue. Okay, these papillae, fungiform papillae, present in the anterior margin and tip of the tongue. Okay, the anterior margin and tip of the tongue. Okay, what is the next one? Filiform papillae on the surface of the tongue. Okay, this is the filiform papillae. They are present on the surface of the tongue. The third one is circumvallate papillae or vallate papillae in the posterior surface or base of the tongue. Okay, posterior surface or the base of the tongue have circumvallate papillae. Okay, tongue acts as an universal toothbrush. Okay, universal toothbrush and helps in what are the functions of tongue? Tongue helps in mixing food with saliva, and it also helps in detecting taste and deglutition, swallowing. Tongue helps in swallowing, and tongue also helps in speaking. These are the functions of tongue. Tongue also helps to clean your uh, teeth. Okay, whenever something any after having chicken, after eating chicken or mutton, okay, some parts of the chicken are stuck in between your teeth, and to remove that, you use your tooth as your tongue as a weapon in the first initial stage. If then you use some other things or something to remove that. Okay, one important point here, it is not given in our textbook now. Okay, but very interesting factor, the genetic related factor. You can observe in our okay, you can observe in your family members. You can ask your father, you can ask your mother, you can ask your brother or sister to roll their thing, to roll their tongue. Okay, what is the rolling of tongue? Okay, some people have the ability to fold the tongue like a tamalpak while we are preparing chili. Okay, we fold it like some people have the ability to fold their tongue. Okay, that is called tongue rolling. Okay, can roll. Some people can roll tongue like this one, and some people cannot roll the tongue. Okay, there is a genetic basis of why some people can roll the tongue, why some people cases behind it. For example, your mom is a tongue roller, your mummy can roll the tongue, your dad cannot roll the tongue. Okay, what is the how will be the children? Okay, children, all children can roll their tongue. Okay, all the children, if mom can, if your mummy can roll the tongue, father cannot roll the tongue, and that means non-roller. Okay, those who can roll, that is a roller, and then children, the possible combinations in children are roller. All children can roll their tongue. Ask your family members, ask your mother, brother, sister, and others, and to whether they can roll our tongue or not. Okay, there is a genetic basis for this one. The next part is pharynx. The oral cavity, buccal cavity leads into a short pharynx. Pharynx is commonly called throat. When we have some throat problem, we go to ENT doctor. ENT. What do you mean by E? E means ear. N means T means throat. Most of you may not know. ENT, T, throat. Okay, ENT doctor, he studies three branches of medicine. One, E means ear. Study of ear is called otology. He also studies nose. Study of nose is called rhinology. And study of laryngology. Larynx. Okay, ENT doctor is full form of ENT doctor is a otorhinopharyngologist. Pharyngology, he studies pharyngologist. He studies pharynx. Okay, otorhinopharyngologist is the full form of ENT doctor. Okay, E, ear, N, nose, and T, throat. Throat means pharynx. Pharynx is commonly called throat. Okay, that doctor is otorhinopharyngologist. He studies otology, he studies rhinology, he also studies pharyngology, study of pharynx. Okay, the oral cavity, buccal cavity leads into a short pharynx, which serves as a common passage food for food and air. The food that you eat, the air that you breathe, both go pass through this part, pharynx. Pharynx has three parts. It is divided into three parts. What are they? Nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. Observe here. This is the nasopharynx. Okay, nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. This is the nasopharynx. This is the upper part. And oropharynx, this is the middle part. And this is the laryngopharynx. This is the lower part. Okay, pharynx is divided into three parts. What are they? Nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. Nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. Which one lies? Okay, the nasopharynx, observe here. Okay, nasopharynx is present. This is the nasopharynx. This is the soft palate I told you in the first video. Okay, this is the hard palate. This is the soft palate. Above the soft palate, okay, we have here nasopharynx. Nasopharynx is present above the soft palate. This is the upper part of the pharynx. Okay, it lies above the soft palate. Next, oropharynx, the middle part. Okay, this is the oropharynx. This is the nasopharynx. This is the oropharynx. This is the middle part. Next, laryngopharynx. Laryngopharynx, the lower part, and okay, these the pharynx is divided into three parts. By which part? Soft palate. A soft palate dividing our pharynx into three parts. What are they? Upper part is nasopharynx, the middle part is oropharynx, and lower part is the laryngopharynx. Got it? Okay, and esophagus and trachea open into the laryngopharynx. Okay, this is the laryngopharynx. This is our windpipe, tracheum. This is our food pipe. The both are opening into laryngopharynx. Okay, how trachea opens into laryngopharynx by opening? Can you name it? You know it. That is glottis. Okay, trachea opens into laryngopharynx through a slit-like opening called glottis. How esophagus laryngopharynx? Through a aperture, through a opening called gullet. Okay, esophagus opens into laryngopharynx through gullet, and trachea opens into laryngopharynx through glottis. Okay, what are Two pipes are opening into the laryngopharynx. One is windpipe, another one is footpipe. Footpipe is esophagus, windpipe is trachea. The trachea opens into laryngopharynx through glottis, whereas esophagus opens into laryngopharynx through gullet. A cartilaginous flap, you know very well this one. A cartilaginous flap called epiglottis prevents the entry of food into glottis during swallowing. I told you in the previous video, don't confuse uvula with this one, epiglottis. A cartilaginous flap. Cartilaginous, that means it is made up of cartilage, elastic cartilage. And flap, it moves up and down like birds can flap their wings. It can move up and down. Okay, cartilaginous flap called epiglottis prevents the entry of food into glottis during swallowing. Observe here, this is the what is this part? Epiglottis. Okay, whenever you swallow the food, it comes down. It comes down here. It comes down and it closes the glottis. Therefore, food cannot enter into the trachea and it is directed towards the food pipe. Sometimes, okay, glottis may not work properly. The food may enter into food trachea instead of food pipe. Then you start coughing. You get a cough reflex. Therefore, the food again comes back into the laryngopharynx. Then it goes into the food pipe. Okay, that's about epiglottis. Important one, a cartilaginous flap. It is made up of cartilage. Okay, it moves up and birds' wings. It is a flap. Okay, the epiglottis prevents the function of epiglottis is prevents the entry of food in glottis. Pharynx possesses voluntary muscles, also called as skeletal muscles. Okay, swallowing is a voluntary process. If you want to swallow, it's mingadam. Okay, mingadam is a voluntary process. You can swallow or you can, okay, it is up to you. Okay, you can swallow or you can spit the food. Okay, pharynx process voluntary muscles to assist to help in swallowing. Swallowing is also called deglutition. Tongue helps in earlier. Next, okay, another part. Pharynx also consists of tonsils. Tonsils. Every one of you are familiar with the term tonsils. Okay, okay. Have you got tonsils or not? Some of you may say no. Okay, everyone has got tonsils, but you may not have tonsillitis. Inflammation of tonsils is called tonsillitis. Inflammation of tonsils, the word itis means inflammation. Okay, inflammation of tonsils is called tonsillitis. Okay, nowadays even so many kids getting, okay, children getting tonsillitis because they're eating junk food, unnecessary food, lot they're drinking cool drinks, lot of cool water, and eating ice cream. These all are causing so many troubles, and it is leading to, okay, tonsillitis. Okay, tonsils. So what is meant by tonsil? Tonsil is a lymphoid tissue. Tonsils are made up of lymphoid tissue. Okay, we will learn more about tonsils in the immune system. Tonsils are very helpful to us. They protect us from bacterial infections. Okay, tonsils are, okay, made up of lymphoid tissue. Where are they present? Tonsils are present in pharynx. The first point, tonsils are made up of lymphoid tissue. Where are they present? They are present in the pharynx. What are the three types of tonsils? Actually, we have four types in our textbook. There are three types are given. What are they? Pharyngeal tonsil, also called adenoid tonsil, one in number. A pair of palatine tonsils, that means two are in number, and a pair of lingual tonsils. Okay, observe here. Okay, this is the lingual tonsil. Okay, two lingual tonsils we have actually, and here there are palatine tonsil, and here there is a tubal tonsil which are not given in a textbook. What is this tubal tonsil? You know, our ear has, okay, external ear, three parts: external part and middle part and internal inner part or internal part. Inner ear or internal ear, middle ear, and external ear. Middle ear is connected to pharynx through a tube called eustachian tube. You learned in first year, eustachian tube. Okay, this eustachian tube, okay, the opening of the this eustachian tube opens into nasopharynx. Okay, it opens into nasopharynx. At that opening, there are tonsils because some germs may enter from your pharynx into your ear. Okay, to prevent that, there are tonsils here. They are called tubal tonsils. Next, there is one more tonsil in the roof of the nasopharynx. That tonsil is called pharyngeal tonsil. Pharyngeal tonsil, one in number, also called adenoid tonsil, and this is present in the roof of the nostril. Okay, like that, there are different types of tonsils are present where in the pharynx. Okay, tonsils are made up of lymphoid tissue. What are the three types of tonsils? Pharyngeal tonsil, also known as adenoid tonsil, and this is one in number. Palatine tonsils and a pair of lingual tonsils. These all tonsils are arranged in the form of a ring. This is called Waldeyer's ring. Okay, it is not a part of your syllabus. This ring is called Waldeyer's ring. Okay, pharyngeal tonsil one in number, tuval tonsils one pair, palatine tonsils one pair, lingual tonsils one pair. These all are paired tonsils. This is unpaired tonsils. This ring is called Waldeyer's ring. Inflammation of these tonsils is called as tonsillitis. Okay, tonsils kocha inflammation ni, okay, we call it tonsillitis. Okay, I hope this video is helpful for you. Okay, thanks for watching this video.